Good morning. Hope everyone's having a good day. I hope everyone's having a good last week of the semester. And I seriously hope that everyone's enjoying this novel, getting ready for the quiz on Friday, and getting ready to turn in the final analysis paper over this novel. Quick reminder, Group A is in class today. The presentation will be hopefully short, and they'll be working on paper editing and revising. Paper editing and revising for Group B on Friday, and the quiz over Trail of Lightning. And again, if you're in Group A and not in class today, please remember you're taking that quiz on Friday with everyone else. Remember that the final paper is due May 8th at noon. And I was remiss on Monday in not wishing everybody a happy Star Wars Day on Tuesday. So please accept my belated wishes for a happy Star Wars Day. One of the things I've talked about kind of repeatedly is when should we have known? I talked about that in, I believe, Ordinary Grace and The Life We Bury, and I've tried to put it in the form of analysis. Remember that this is a critical writing class, and as part of a critical writing class, we should be analyzing the stuff we're reading, and we should be analyzing what we're writing, and our writing should present that analysis. As a reminder, it's the separation of an intellectual or material whole into the parts. It's the study of the parts and how those parts work together to make up a whole. And so, when should we have known the outcome? I think studies all of the parts and how it makes up a whole. It's one of the ways to do that. It's not just a literary term, it's not just a guessing game. It's part of analysis, it's part of critical reading, critical writing, critical thinking. Page 17. Maggie says the only plus is that I'm alone. No animals, no more monsters. But then she catches sight of Coyote. Well, if Coyote's not an animal, what is it? And the yellow eyes gleaming in the darkness, several of the descriptions of Coyote that I've shared in these presentations talk about those yellow eyes. It's no joke crossing a coyote. And coyote crosses your path, it's bad luck. Those sorts of things, I think, give us a hint that dealing with coyote is going to be problematic. Making coyote angry is going to be problematic. But why was the coyote on page 17, and why is it not an animal? I think that that's part of figuring out where this novel is going. Coyote tells her to prepare for the monsters, and she seems to not ignore the warning. He is amused that she doesn't trust him. He is amused that he can play all of these games. And I think he's probably even more amused at all of the times that she can trust him, or she does trust him, or she is forced into a situation where she has to trust him. Coyote is involved with Kai, and we're talking about that being a disaster in the making. So the two of them together equal a disaster. Notice on page 99, she says, "Watch yourself, or next time I'll end up putting a bullet in your head." And then he just grins, blinks those unsettling yellow eyes, tying back again to the yellow eyes from earlier in this presentation, tying back to the yellow eyes we've talked about in other presentations. The warning he gives her, "You may well curse me before this over." And the reminder that he's not trustworthy, she has never trusted him, and yet she is in a situation where she is doing almost everything that could possibly be done to fall into his trap. And notice here that he is almost willing to admit that he's done it. You may well curse me before this is over. I've got a plan that's going to cause all sorts of problems for you. And then finally on page 236, she realizes that he sets the whole thing up. But the question is, when did we as readers come to that realization? When did we as readers understand that the setup was in place, that Coyote was playing everybody, and that he was not just the trickster having a good time, he was closer to the evil sort of trickster. I think I made the comparison to Loki in a previous presentation. And then notice the big payoff. And notice here, this time it's not the yellow eyes, it's the lupine ear. But still, she does what she says she's going to do. And remember, she also has to kill Kai on the mountain to make everything work. Again, I still need to take attendance. I want to make my bosses happy. So if you're watching this, type hello, Collis in the comments. And those of you in Group B who are going to be in class on Friday, keep working on the final paper so that we can start going over it before the quiz. I want to give everybody a fair shot at getting this thing done and getting at least one question answered. Those people working in class today will get the same kind of shot. It's why the presentation is short and why the quiz is going to be the exact same format that we have had for the previous two quizzes. Hope everybody has a good day, and we'll see you guys in class on Friday.